What's up? Calm your mental. Lovers. Friends. Fellow cornballs. So I wanted to just hop on here real quick. Sending some love, sending some extra calm to you and you out there who are just drifting. It's here in the States anyways, it's holiday season. Thanksgiving, Friendsgiving. An interesting time to share, fight, which a lot of people seem to be doing. And it's funny because I had just signed up for therapy again, and we were trying to pick a date, and the therapist was like, well, I have this date, that date, and I was like, oh, I'll be out of town that week. And she's like, okay, well, the week of Thanksgiving, there's this date, that day. And I'm like, oh, you see people around that time? And she was like, yeah. She's like, that's one of my busiest times. Any times around the holidays is when I find myself counseling or, dealing with clients because they're dealing with their families during the holidays. And I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. I mean, it doesn't really apply in my case because I'm not really around family, or big family, I should say. So I don't really be having those issues, and I'm just not one to stick around people just because there's some, familial tie or nah, fuck that. If I don't like you, I'm not coming around you. I'm not coming around to fake no funk, to take no fake ass pictures. I'm not doing it. If I don't like you, I'm just not around you. So I don't care what holiday it is. I don't care whose birthday it is. I don't care about a celebration. I don't give a... You already know. It's just not happening. So I did think that was interesting. But I am appreciative that she is willing to meet with me during the week of Thanksgiving. So that'll happen next week. And, I just thought it was time to get back into therapy. I'm noticing... So just full transparency. Me in relationships have an interesting relationship. I'm quite the loner. I enjoy being alone a lot. And so I probably haven't put the effort in relationships that I should, or maybe that might yield a more favorable outcome. But I mean, favorable for who? Because up until now, I've been mostly okay with just kind of coasting on my own. But I do see a need, just in terms of how I can expand interaction where I want there to be interaction. When it comes to collaborating with other people, So maybe more, not for a business side, but just a networking side of, gathering and being able to bring some of the visions of hosting groups and, creating environments for people that would be beneficial for me to actually address these relational issues that I have with even wanting to engage with people. And that's not to say that I don't enjoy interacting and engaging, because I honestly do, especially when it's a meaningful interaction, and that can be with a stranger or someone that I meet on the plane, when I'm flying, or in the airport or in the store. Like, I genuinely value those interactions. It's more so the repetitive relationships, where it's, people I see every day or all the time, where I'm kind of more like, I'm good. Some of it I think is just, the discomfort of small talk, or talking in circles about the same shit all the time with the same people. And just honestly liking to float on my own. Anyways, I'm looking forward to exploring that in therapy, because I'm not sure if there's something wrong with that or not. And also, if I perhaps am missing out on something in terms of my own growth and evolution by these interactions that I tend to avoid, I want to address that, and perhaps open myself up to, the possibility of an evolved Alinea. But I do think a great part of just who I am is a loner. I do think, though, that the introversion that perhaps I thought was very strong in me is probably more of the middle. And I'm just very particular about who I have those in-depth conversations with. 9 times out of 10, when it comes to the people in my life, I know more about them than they know about me. But that's just how I've chosen to interact. So I'm looking to explore that, And from what I know about my charts and the planets and these things, relationships is going to be on my radar for the next at least 10 to 15 years, 20 years. I don't know. I forget which planets went into transit, but they have a lot to do with relationships for me. I'm happy to explore it, So this love note isn't just about me and my relationship issues. It's about just encouraging you to, whether it's therapy or some avenue where you can explore those dark parts of yourself, or those parts of yourself that, you've said, yeah, I'm just this way. This is just how I am. Or those parts about yourself that you get really defensive about when people bring up. When people comment on. It's not a bad thing to kind of look down that hallway and see, is this something that is just who I am, or is it just who I've been for a long time? Do I want to explore myself outside of the self I've known, or am I good? And honestly, I feel like for the most part, I'm good. Especially as I get older, I'm like, why do I need to show up different if I'm at peace with this person that I am? If I'm at peace with the loner that I am? If I'm at peace with, keeping my distance, enjoying people from afar, enjoying meaningful interactions here and there, and keeping to myself. I'm actually okay with her, but I feel the need to set her on a shelf, and for the sake of what I want to give to others, I'm exploring the possibility of coming out of my shell, right? And showing up for other people. Now, a lot of you are all familiar with that, especially if you're married or have children. You're very familiar with showing up for people. But for me, as a single, introverted woman with no kids, at this time in my life, showing up for people feels like the next right step. And in order to do that, I'm gonna have to step into a different version of myself. And for that, I need therapy. I can't do it without it. I don't want to. I need someone to kind of encourage me out of my hole. So we'll see how that goes. But yes, in the spirit of that, this lesson, this life lesson, this love note is just to encourage you in whatever version you are of yourself to just consider if you're fully showing up the way you want to, and if there maybe are hindrances, social hindrances, mental, emotional, that maybe at one point were forms of protection that are now maybe keeping you from fully shining your light. Well, this was interesting. This definitely was not where I thought I was going to go with this love note, but hey, hopefully you can grab something from it and yeah. On that note, that's all I have. Until next time.